On September 3, 2025, the world's eyes will turn toward Tiananmen Square. China has announced a massive military parade in Beijing to mark the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II. But this isn't just about commemorating history. According to reports from The Times and multiple international outlets, Beijing is preparing for something far more symbolic and potentially transformative. Chinese President Xi Jinping is considering hosting a high-stakes diplomatic moment on the sidelines of the parade, a symbolic summit with US President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin. Putin has already confirmed his attendance. Trump, sources say, has received an invitation and discussions are ongoing about his potential participation. While the Kremlin officially states it's unaware of a formal summit, political analysts and Chinese commentators like Jing Kangjun suggest the September 3rd event is the logical backdrop for such a meeting. Xi's government has long sought to use ceremonial milestones to convey strategic messages to the world. And what better stage than Tiananmen Square, where military formations, historical symbolism, and political might intersect. But what would it mean if Trump, Putin, and Xi stood together on Chinese soil? This could be seen as an effort by Beijing to reposition itself as the broker of global dialogue. Amid escalating tensions between NATO and Russia, economic standoffs between the US and China, and an increasingly multipolar world, such a meeting might signal a pivot toward diplomatic theatrics, with deep geopolitical intent. To understand the moment, we have to look back. September 3, 1945, is celebrated in China as Victory over Japan Day, the formal end of World War II in Asia. For the Chinese Communist Party, it represents not only the defeat of imperialism, but also the start of China's ascent on the world stage. In 2015, Xi used the 70th anniversary to hold a massive parade, showcasing new military tech and emphasizing China's role in the wartime victory. Now, 10 years later, China is asserting its global stature again, this time amid wars in Ukraine and Gaza, US-China tech tensions, and shifting alliances across Asia and the global South. Bringing Trump into the fold, even unofficially, would also be a bold statement. His attendance in Beijing, shoulder to shoulder with Putin and Xi, could be interpreted as a symbolic alignment, or at least a message that dialogue is possible outside traditional Western institutions. For Putin, the event offers a rare opportunity to appear on the global stage with powerful allies, bypassing isolation from the West. For Xi, it is a calculated moment to portray China as both a military power and a peace convener. Yet, the potential optics are controversial. A summit involving three of the most polarizing figures in world politics, two of whom are embroiled in legal or wartime crises, might trigger backlash in the West. It could be seen as legitimizing authoritarian postures or undermining US diplomatic norms. Still, the message is clear. Beijing wants to reshape how the world views power, peace, and partnership. Whether Trump ultimately accepts the invitation remains uncertain. But even the possibility has already set off waves of speculation in Washington, Brussels, and beyond. This September, the tanks will roll through Tiananmen. But what happens on the sidelines may echo far louder than any parade.